non-sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what they blood.
I have fought very firmly.
Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
This is ATN Global News. First, the headlines. Analysts caution citizens against social disorder in Rivers State. Soldiers repel IPOB attack, kills 5 fighters in a Boeing. Senate extends 2023 supplementary budget to December 31st. Governors assume labor of better minimum wage. Kenya citizens give President Ruto 48 hours ultimatum to resign. Spain deploys 313 policemen in Paris Olympics. Veteran Kanayo says men are endangered species. And now the news in details. Analysts has advised citizens and members of the public to ensure they abstain from actions and speeches capable of inciting social disorder in Rivers State. Speaking on Atlantic Television Open Conversation, a socio-political analyst, Nelson Okene, advised citizens to live with hope and integrity. Nelson Okene also frowned at other council chairmen who were also involved in several inflammatory statements. This is coming after the Rivers State Police Command has declared a former Niger Delta militant leader, Gabriel General Asabuja, wanted. Asabuja was declared wanted following a viral video of him issuing threats amid the crisis rocking the local government councils in the state. Tunji Disio, the State Commissioner of Police, said the video of Asabuja caused a lot of panic. Nigerian Navy forward operating base in Brass local government area, Bayelsa State, has destroyed and banned 10 illegal crude oil refineries producing approximately 100,000 liters of suspected stolen crude oil from Nemba local government area. The commanding officer of forward operating base, Captain Ifeanyi Chukwu Mabeoku, who disclosed this on Thursday, shortly after the destruction of the illegal refinery, said he will do everything possible to ensure that they do not continue to exist. Nigerian Navy, under the leadership of Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ikechukwu Ogala, the Chief of Naval Staff, also said he is committed to maintaining the security and safety of Nigerians' maritime domain and will continue to create a conducive environment for legitimate businesses to thrive and contribute to the nation's economic process. He warned those involved in such illegal oil theft activities to desist from these illegitimate businesses, as the Nigerian Navy will not allow them to operate in peace. Abia State government has ordered all street traders on the newly reconstructed roads in Aba and Umahia to vacate the streets before July 1st or face heavy sanctions. A statement issued by the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Works, Izuchukwu Onwubara, on behalf of the Commissioner, Otuchere Oti, also frowned at those dumping refuse into drainage systems and activities of mechanics using parts of the roads as their workshops. According to the statement, heavy sanctions await anyone whose activities pose a danger to the lifespan of the roads, adding that activities will no longer be tolerated as they are detrimental to the lifespan of the roads. Hundreds of protesters from Ohaji Ebema local government area of Imo State on Thursday barricaded the government house over what are described as undemocratic moves by a former Minister of State of Education and one-time Speaker of the Imo State House of Assembly, Goodluck Nana Opia, to scuttle long-time agreement existing within the political blocs that make up the local council. The protesters accused the former minister of attempting to impose his choice candidate for the chairmanship seat of the local government area, saying that the move, is allowed, will truncate the zoning arrangements which has been long established among the components of the council. They insisted that it was the turn of Awara Court area to produce the next chairman of the local government council, saying that trying to use the sole administrator of the local government, the Prince Will Onyaju, to manipulate the process would be resisted. Speaking during the protest, the spokesperson of the group, Lucky Onyiri, said the people of Awara Court area were protesting against Opia's activities in Ohaji, where representatives of the state government assured the protesters that the governor will respond positively to their demands. Enugu State government has trained civil servants in the state on digital skills to boost workflow efficiency and productivity for workers between the ages of 21 and 45 years old. The government began implementing the Digital Skill Nigerian program as part of the measures to digitize the Enugu civil service, equip workers with modern skills like their counterparts in developed countries, and institute e-governance infrastructure in the state. The program is a collaboration between the Enugu State Government, Microsoft, the Federal Ministry of Communication, Innovation and Digital Economy, and Tech for Dev in the first batch that lasted for 2 weeks. Trained at least 2,000 federal, state and local government civil servants. In the Enugu, after the state government poised to train as many as 10,000 civil servants in the state by the end of the last quarter of 2024. During the training at the Digital Skills Enhancement Zones at the Institute of Management and Technology, Enugu, and the Enugu State College of Education, technical workers were trained on soft skills ranging from how basic computer knowledge, accessing information online, as well as communicating and participating safely online, Microsoft Word and Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint, and cybersecurity fundamentals, and maybe more. Governor Peter Mba, in the message to the trainees, stressed the importance of the program to the success of his administration, while the Special Advisor on Digital Economy and MSMEs and Director General Enugu SME Center, Arinze Chilo Ofia, said the importance of the program is driving Enugu State's digital transformation and economic growth, adding that the trained workers must pass a thorough assessment before adequate certification. Troops of the Nigerian Army deployed for operations in Ebonyi State have thwarted an attack by suspected members of the indigenous people of Biafra on Isheke police station. The airport fighters also invaded the station and touched the facilities as well as several vehicles on the premises. A statement posted on Thursday on X, the service said its troop on arrival at the scene engaged the IPOB fighters in a gun duel, adding that the fighters were overpowered and 5 of them were killed while others fled the scene. The army also said troops recovered several dangerous weapons from the fighters. Lagos State Commissioner for Home Affairs, Honorable Ibrahim Layode, is urging the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria to convene a meeting with all states of the Federation to address the challenges encountered during this year's Hajj pilgrimage and find lasting solutions. This is coming after when a total of 1,869,000 pilgrims from Lagos State who participated in the 2024 Hajj have been airlifted back home. Layode, who disclosed this during a press conference held at the Al-Saad Flower, Misfala, Makkah, Saudi Arabia, said many of the challenges faced during the 2024 Hajj stemmed from inadequacy within NH the Nakhon. The commissioner also serves as the Amiru Hajj, which is among pilgrims from the southwest region, with the food served in Mina and the accommodation provided in Makkah. New Commissioner of Police in Oyo State, Sanibu Ayodele, has assured that the Nigerian police force will continue to uphold its statutory responsibilities of protecting lives and properties. Ayodele, who disclosed this in Ibadan during his inaugural media briefing, said he would operate without prejudice to background, religion, or association. The CP also assured that the police command in Oyo State, under his watch, would not tolerate the existence of any criminal enterprise, and also promised better collaboration with groups such as the Police Community Relations Committee. Ayodele also assured newsmen of a cordial police-media relationship and acknowledged them as worthy partners in the business of perception and image management. Nigerian Customs Service Kwara State Command has generated the sum of 10 billion naira into the coffer of the federal government between January and May 2024. The command in the period under review also made 21 seizures of different prohibited items with a total duty paid value at 35.4 million naira. The Customs Area Controller, Kwara Area Command, Faith Ojefo, who disclosed this in Ilorin, the state capital, while briefing newsmen on the activities of the command in the past 6 months, featured the donation of relief materials to the State Ministry of Social Development for further distribution to the vulnerable members and the distribution of empowerment items to members of the Custom Officers' Wives Association. Ojefo also said the contraband and prohibited items seized by the customs personnel included 507 bags of foreign rice, 1,055 pieces of used tires, among others. The area commander also said the donation of relief materials to the ministry was a symbol of the shared commitment of the Comptroller General of Customs to caring of the needy. Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has adjourned the arraignment of the immediate past governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, till July 17, 2024. Bello is facing a 19-count charge bordering on money laundering, breach of trust, and misappropriation of public funds to the tune of about 80.2 billion naira brought against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, while Bello's lawyer, Adeola Adedipe San, applied to withdraw his appearance for Bello. Earlier, Adedipe brought the court's attention to an application before the Chief Judge for transfer of charge to the Federal High Court, Lokoja, pursuant to Section 45 of the Federal High Court Establishment Act, adding that the prosecution had been notified and their opinion had been sought via a letter dated June 14, 2024, from the Chief Judge's office. The letter addressed to the EFCC Counsel Rotimi Oyedepo San was signed by the Special Assistant to the Chief Judge, Joshua Aji, and this is coming after Bello was billed to appear in court June 13th, but the proceeding was adjourned till June 27th on the EFCC lead counsel's indication that the previous date would not be convenient. After arguments back and forth, Justice Emeka Wite adjourned till July 17th for ruling and arraignment. Honorable Minister of FCT, Yeso Wike, has received the prestigious Nigeria Gold Prize Award for his infrastructural resolution and exceptional leadership alongside 4 others. The presentation was done by the Nigerian National Newspaper Public Service Awards 2024 in Abuja. Our Abuja correspondent Joseph Moses Mawinka completes the report. Police in Kaduna State says it has arrested 143 suspected kidnappers and robbers in the last 2 months. Parading the suspects at the State Police Command on Thursday, the State Commissioner of Police, Audu Ali Dabigi, said the suspects included 70 suspected kidnappers and 73 suspected armed robbers, while 9 bandits were neutralized within the period under review. He also said 985 suspected phone snatchers were arrested, while 5 AK-47 rifles and 7 locally made arms were recovered. Police operatives in Yobe State has arrested a 22-year-old housewife, Zainab Issa, for allegedly stabbing her husband to death in the state capital, Damaturu. The spokesman for the State Police Command, Dangus Abdul Karim, who confirmed the incident in a statement, said the suspect stabbed her husband, Ibrahim Yahaya, 25, with a knife following an argument at Abari Ward. The command said it is saddened by the unfortunate actions of a couple that led to the death of a promising young man due to the consequences of an abusive marriage, while the suspect confessed that she did not intend to kill her husband. She claimed to have acted in self-defense during a beating and kicking incident while she was still recovering from the recent medical operation following childbirth, and the couple's second child was born in early June. Despite the Kano Emirate tussle, traditional and official flags have been hosted at the Nasarawa Amini Palace, with the 15th Emir of Kano, Aminu Ado Bayero, currently occupied. The flag signifies the presence of an emir and also a symbol of authority. The flag was set up early Wednesday morning with the iron rod. This is coming after the two embattled emirs, Aminu Ado Bayero and Muhammadu Sanusi II, are still observing and exercising all traditional rites in their various palaces as they cling tightly to the Kano Emirate throne. In view of the proposed traditional institution law controversy raging in Sokoto State, the state's High Court has issued an order restraining Governor Ahmed Aliyu from sacking 2 of the 15 district heads his government had earlier removed from their seats. The order was sought separately by Alhaji Buhari Tambuwal and Alhaji Abubakar Kasim, the district heads of Tambuwal and Kebebe respectively, who were among the rulers removed by the state governor on the allegation of insubordination and aiding insecurity in the state. The presiding judge, Justice Kabiru Ibrahim Ahmed, however, ordered the governor, the Attorney General and the Sokoto Sultanate Council to revert to the status quo pending the determination of the suits filed before them by the complainants, who were represented by Professor Ibrahim Abdullahi San. The development is coming as the state government bill for the amendment of the local government law affecting the appointment of district and village heads confers the government with exclusive power to appoint traditional rulers. The Muslim Rights Concern, in 2 separate statements, also warned the Sokoto state government to shelve the idea of removing the Sultan of Sokoto or within his powers. You're watching the Global News on Atlantic Television Network. We will be back after this break.
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what the blood.
I have fought a very family.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honorable
You human
on the point of order.
Honorable
They are not picking our calls. They made up their minds.
So no agreement with the EU, but
lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains. Through the Sahara, we bring on-the-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
Every day our lives are changing.
You're still watching the Global News on Atlantic Television Network. And now to the rest of our stories. Nigerian Bar Association Remuneration Committee, NBARC, has urged security agencies to ensure quick and safe release of abducted Justice Haruna Michela on the Borno State High Court. This is coming after the police command in Borno confirmed Michela's abduction. The judge was reported to have been kidnapped alongside his wife and orderly and some others in Bio local government area of the state. Chairman of NBARC, Afam Osigwe San, described the abduction as an attack on the principles of justice, peace and security. Osigwe also urged those behind the abduction should be apprehended and brought to justice to serve as a deterrent to others. Senate has extended the life cycle of the 2023 supplementary budget from the June 30th to December 31st, 2024. The Red Chamber today suspended all its rules and gave an expeditious passage to a bill seeking the extension in less than 20 minutes. Earlier before the passage of the bill, the lawmakers went into a closed-door session for 2 hours. This is coming after in December 2023, both chambers of the National Assembly extended the implementation period for the capital components of the budget from December 31st, 2023 to March 31st, 2024, along with the 2.7 trillion naira 2023 supplementary budget passed in November 2023. Earlier in March, following requests made by President Bola Tinubu, both the Senate and the House of Representatives extended the implementation period for the budgetary appropriations from March 31st, 2024 to June 30th, 2024, while with the just 4 days remaining until the June 30th, 2024 deadline for the affected 2023 budgetary appropriations, the two chambers cut short their recesses to hold separate sessions today to consider extensions ahead of just previously set resumption date of July 2nd, 2024. Senate says no anticipated blackmail can stop it from approving the purchase of the presidential plane if the need arises. The Senate also clarified that there was no request for the approval of the purchase of a presidential jet before it. Senate President Godswill Akpabio, who disclosed this when he clarified comments on the purchase of the plane, said the National Assembly will approve things that would improve the living standard of the people. Before Akpabio's comment, the Senate leader had earlier raised the issue that some elements in the fifth columnist were dishing out propaganda to the public against the Senate. About the Senate, as it regards the purchasing of the presidential fleet for the President Bola Tinubu. House of Representatives says it is not happy with Senate over its constitutional powers and the confirmation of appointments. The Deputy Speaker, Ben Kalu, who disclosed this, said the House has received some memoranda to alter the Constitution to strip the Senate of the monopoly on confirmation of appointments. Kalu said the Southeast Development Commission bill raised questions on the monopoly of the Senate on confirmation of appointments and may create a massive shutdown between the House and the Senate. However, the Senate may have the upper hand as they may just decline the bill when it is presented. Nigerian Correctional Service said it has confirmed that custodial centers nationwide are free of cholera. It also said the routine hygiene measures put in place in the correctional centers had helped to keep cholera out. The spokesman, Abubakar Umar, said the country is battling to contain a recent surge in cholera cases across 31 states. This is coming after on Monday, the Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention said the country had recorded 1,528,000 suspected cases of cholera and 53 deaths in 31 states across 107 local government areas, while the World Health Organization, the United Nations Children's Fund, and the International Organization for Migration held an emergency meeting in Lagos over the cholera outbreak in the country. He described cholera as a savage gestational disease caused by the bacterium Vibrio cholera, spreads through contaminated water and food. It thrives in unhygienic and overcrowded environments and raises concerns about the safety of inmates in the NISCO custodial facility. Business news. Vice President Kashim Shettima is presiding over the 142nd National Economic Council meeting at the State House, Abuja, along with some members of the President Bola Tinubu's economic team. President Chief of Staff Femi Gbajabiamila said Tinubu would disclose the new national minimum wage with state governors at the meeting. Gbajabiamila disclosed this when he spoke in Kano while leading a high-power delegation to commiserate with Shettima over the demise of his mother-in-law. The meeting comes days after the Federal Executive Council stepped down the reports of the tripartite committee on new national minimum wage down, citing the need for President Tinubu to further consult with other stakeholders on the matter. Nigerian Governor Forum has assured Nigerians and organized labor that better minimum wage will result from ongoing negotiations. The governor had previously rejected the federal government's proposal of 62,000 naira, stating that some states would need to borrow money to pay salaries, while organized labor continues to demand a wage of 250,000 naira. The governors chose to hold an emergency meeting after the Federal Executive Council postponed the minimum wage discussion on Tuesday to allow President Bola Tinubu to conduct broader consultations. According to a communique released after an emergency meeting signed by NGF Acting Director Media Ahmed Salihu, the forum discussed various issues impacting the nation and discussed the new national minimum wage and agreed to continue engaging with key stakeholders to reach a mutually accepted solution. The 36 state governors highlighted the significance of the World Bank Nigeria for Women Project Scale-Up and stressed the necessity of implementing it at the state level as originally intended, given that the states are the primary entities responsible for the project. Analysts has advised ASU not to override the federal government against its planned strike. Speaking on Atlantic Television Blowout, a socio-political analyst, Ekie, said ASU's decision and demand cannot override the government as its employer. In view of educational sustainability, Ekie stressed the need for ASU and the federal government to continue on the path of dialogue. This is coming after the federal government and the Academic Staff Union of Universities recently ended the closed-door meeting with an agreement that all continuous issues will be amicably resolved to avert a strike. The parties also agreed to kickstart a communication process to avert the planned industrial actions by the union. Former Commissioner of the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission are calling for financial autonomy to strengthen the Commission for effective service delivery. The commissioners disclosed this during a valedictory session in honor of the 20 outgoing members of the commission whose tenure had expired, while the member representing Benue, Samuel Mabe, said the commission was not well funded, which is contributing to the low morale of staff members. The commissioner who represented Ogun State in the commission, Adebayo Fari, called for adequate funding and human capital development for the commission, stressing that the issue had been moved by the administration under the leadership of our chairman. Another former commissioner, Mudu Julu, who represented Yobe, also said that RMFAC should be treated well because the commission was giving services that were of immense benefit to the Federation, and called on relevant stakeholders to support the bill on RMFAC's financial autonomy, which is pending before the Senate. According to them, the bill, among other issues, recommends the review of the salaries of ambassadors and some political office holders, and also seeking a review of the federal allocation formula, staff training, and improvements to the general condition of the office. Southern Governors Forum, the umbrella body of 17 governors from the 3 geopolitical zones of Southwest, Southeast, and South-South, has planned generating 90,000 megawatts of electricity to cater for the power needs of 90 million residents of the region. The forum said it is embarking on this project using the rule of thumb of 1,000 megawatt per 1 million population to arrive at this 90,000 megawatt target, while member states have been encouraged to take advantage of the recent constitutional amendment that now allows states to regulate, generate, transmit, and distribute electricity, whilst also considering renewable sources of energy to bring the dream of reality. The governors have also called for the consideration of the cost of living and ability of each state to pay the new minimum wage, and therefore beckoned on federal government to allow each state to negotiate the new minimum wage with the labor union. A communique issued at the end of the meeting held in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. The communique signed by all the 17 southern governors called for strengthening of fiscal federalism and development of powers, and expressed concern over current practices while mineral licenses are issued and explorations undertaken without recourse to state governors. It also said issuing mineral licenses without carrying the state along have resulted in criminal activities and also increased attendant negative environmental impact as well as ecological degradation, and with no remediation commitment or revenue accruing to the states or the federal government. Nigerian Education Loan Fund has endorsed the disbursement of student loan to successful applicants. Now Fund held its inaugural board meeting while marking a milestone in its mission to support students with financial aid. Under the leadership of the chairman, Jim Ovia, the board approved the immediate disbursement of student loans to successful applicants. A statement signed by the head media and public relations, Nasir Ayatogo, also laid the groundwork for further initiatives to enhance educational opportunities and support students across various disciplines, while approval of the loans by No Fund signifies a step towards empowering the next generation of leaders through. To the statement, the phase aligned with the presidency's dream of improving the quality of education and making it affordable for all. You're still watching the news in Atlantic Television Network. Up next, international tidbits. Economic Community of West African States is currently facing hurdles in deploying counter-terrorism forces across the country due to daunting budget requirements. This was disclosed during the ECOWAS Ministers of Finance and Defense meeting in Abuja, while the meeting was convened to discuss the activation of a regional force against terrorism and unconstitutional government charges. The gathering was convened following directives from the ECOWAS authorities of heads of state and government, which called for urgent action to mobilize resources for a regional counter-terrorism force. According to the 2024 Global Terrorism Index, the epicenter of terrorism has shifted from the Middle East and North Africa into the Sub-Saharan African region, largely in the Sahel region, and the Sahel is the most affected region within the Sahara. Accounting for over half of all deaths from terrorism and 26% of attacks in 2023. The Minister of Defense, Mohammed Abubakar, highlighted severe financial implications, stressing that the proposed deployment of a 5,000-strong brigade carries an annual price tag of $2.6 billion, while a smaller alternative force of 1,650,000 personnel would cost $48 million per year. Angry outage in Kenya, citizens has ordered President William Ruto to within 48 hours step down while demanding a new government that will be committed to transparency, accountability and good governance. The call for resignation has gained significant traction with a viral Twitter statement urging him to immediately resign and surrender his office to the Kenyan people. The statement has generated lots of engagement, reflecting widespread discontent, while President Ruto retracted a controversial financial bill that proposed tax increases. Public outrage continues to prevail. The bill, which was intended to address Kenya's debt of approximately 10 trillion shillings, faced fierce opposition, while Ruto highlighted that without the tax increases, there would be a significant funding shortfall for critical development programs, including those supporting farmers and teachers. Kenyans are said to have struggled with economic instability, rampant corruption and governance issues, leading to escalating living costs and high unemployment rates, while the public's frustration has climaxed into protests and a fervent demand for change. General Hospital doctors in England have commenced a 5-day strike a week before a general election in which the state of the publicity-funded National Health Service is a major issue. It follows nearly a dozen similar actions by doctors below the specialist consultant level over the last 18 months while grappling with a massive backlog caused by the COVID-19 pandemic and exacerbated by the repeated doctors' strike. The doctors have been asking for 35% pay restoration as a starting position amid the cost of living crisis, and also said they will call off the action if Conservative Prime Minister Rishi Sunak comes to the table with a credible commitment to increase their pay. Labour's health spokesperson, Wes Streeting, said any Labour government would not meet the 35% demand, but that there is space for a discussion. Bolivian police has arrested the leader of an apparent attempted coup hours after the presidential palace in La Paz was stormed by soldiers. Hundreds of troops and armored vehicles had taken up position on Murillo Square, where key government buildings are located, while one armored vehicle smashed down the main gates of the presidential palace, allowing soldiers to enter, and incidentally, they all later withdrew. This is coming after the rebel military leader in charge, General Juan Jose Zuniga, has said he wanted to restructure democracy, and that while the respected President Luis Ace, for now, there would be a change of government. He was later arrested. General Zuniga was removed from his role after he made inflammatory comments about Bolivia's former president, Evo Morales, during an interview the previous day. President Ace, who also condemned the coup attempt, called on the public to organize and mobilize in favor of democracy. Police says 2 people were shot dead and 2 others gravely wounded in an area known for drug trafficking near the Gare de Midi train station in Brussels. Police spokesperson said the incident occurred between 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. near a cafe in the St. Gilles district of Belgian capital, where a total of 3 people were wounded. Brussels regional authorities also said St. Gilles is a drug hotspot along with 14 others in the capital's 19 districts, adding that the police have not thus far established a link between the shooting and the city's illegal drug trade. Indian government is demanding for detailed reports from the Tamil Nadu state following media reports that Apple supplier Foxconn was allegedly rejecting married women for iPhone assembly jobs. It alleged that Foxconn had excluded married women from jobs at its main India iPhone plants near Chennai, citing their greater family responsibilities compared to unmarried women. The federal labor minister said the law clearly stipulates that no discrimination should be made while recruiting men and women workers. This is coming after in 2018, a US-based white group had accused the firm of overworking and underpaying temporary workers at its factories in China that manufactured products for Amazon. Also in 2022, its iPhone factory in China saw protests by workers who claimed that they had not been paid certain dues. Here now is ATN Sports News. Spain says it will send 313 police officers to Paris to bolster security for this summer's Olympic Games as France remains on high alert following attack threat. The Spanish Interior Minister in a statement said the officers, including bomb deactivation experts and sniffers dog team, will be deployed in response to a request by France for foreign assistance with games shortly. The Ministry of the Interior will transfer a total of 313 national police and civil guards to Paris to join the security device that the French authorities have arranged to protect the celebration of the next Olympic Games, which will be held between the 26th July and August 11th, as well as the Paralympic Games scheduled to follow between August 28th and September 8th. The Minister of the Interior, Fernando Grande Malasca, received this at headquarters of the department, a representation of the group that will travel to the French capital in the coming days, with whom he held an informal meeting in which he wished them luck in the mission and asked them to take care of the high level of reputation that the Spanish security force enjoy throughout the European Union. According to the statement, the French authorities, through their embassy in Madrid, requested the ministry last January to deploy members of the Spanish state security forces and corps on the occasion of the upcoming Olympic and Paralympic Games this summer. Powerful oligarch Bodzina Ivanish will award the country's national football team $10 million after they made it to the last 16 of Euro 2024. His ruling party said Georgia's 2-0 win over Portugal in the Black Sea nation's first appearance at a major international tournament coached by Frenchman Willy Sagnol. The team qualified from Group F as one of the 4 best third-place finishers and faced a daunting clash with Spain, who won all their group games. The ruling Georgian team, Dream Party's honorary chairman, Bodzina Ivanishvili, will award Georgia's football team $30 million or $10.7 million for qualifying for the last 16 of Euro 2024. And in addition to $30 million will be awarded in case of a win over Spain. Ivanishvili, the country's richest man who made his fortune in Russia in the 1990s, is widely regarded as a puppet mastering pulling the strings of power right behind the scenes, despite not holding an official government position. Everton was closing in on a deal to sign Wilfred Ndidi on a free transfer. Ndidi will become a free agent at the end of this month, having failed to agree a new contract with Leicester City, while Everton, Monaco, Olympique Lyon and Olympique Marseille are among the clubs vying for his signature. The Toffees are now ahead of the queue as they are in advanced negotiation with the midfielders' representatives, while the Nigerian international has also accepted to join the Mercedes, while Everton are desperate to add Ndidi's quality and experience to their midfield. The 27-year-old has so far played 192 Premier League games for Leicester City and also scored 4 goals and provided 5 assists in 32 league appearances for the club last term. Entertainment news. Teen actress Angel Wigwe has taken legal actions against veteran actor Kanayo Okanayo over breach of contract allegation. This is coming after Kanayo on June 21, 2024 called Angel out on social media, accusing her of not fulfilling the contract signed with him for a production, and claimed that Wigwe's mother is known for breaching contracts by prematurely taking her daughter away from set. Kanayo also threatened to disrupt any movie production involving Angel, and reacting to this in a statement shared on Angel's Instagram page, Juliet Kings Wigwe, the actress's mother, described the allegation as false and slanderous. She said legal action has been taken and called on the security agencies to intervene in the matter and guarantee Angel's safety. Nollywood veteran Kanayo has described men as endangered species. He said wealthy men spend money on female actors to the extent that it makes their male counterparts look like they are not hard working. Kanayo spoke on a recent episode that many Nigerian rich men patronize women and give them benefits that make men. Analysts have blamed Mohbad's USA toxicology test on medical error. Speaking on Atlantic Society Watch, Confidence Tuadum expressed his view. Speaking further, Confidence Tuadum said many of the Nigerian citizenry still demand judgment over Mohbad's death. This is coming after a group of protesters on Monday stormed the headquarters of the National Medical Services Laboratories in Pennsylvania, the United States, over the outcome of a toxicology test reportedly conducted in the facility to determine the cause of death of late Nigerian singer Iriloluwa Aloba, aka Mohbad. National Film and Video Censors Board has advised that releasing music videos, skits and films without its classification is an offense. The National Films and Video Censors Board said its classification system assigns age rating and content advisories to audiovisual content, as well as aiding families in making informed viewing choices and protecting children from unsuitable materials. The Director General Shaibu Hussaini said the extension of the board's classification requirements to include music videos and skits. A statement by Hussaini warned content creators against the distribution of unclassified materials, while the board condemned the promotion and distribution of same-sex content on the internet, stressing that it was illegal to publicly exhibit same-sex relationships in Nigeria. And that's the global news for tonight. Before we go, another look at the major stories. Analysts caution citizens against social disorder in Rivers State. Soldiers repelled IPOB attack, kill 5 fighters in a Boeing. Senate extends 2023 supplementary budget to December 31st. Governors assure labor of better minimum wage. Kenyan citizens give President Ruto 48-hour ultimatum to resign. Spain deploys 313 policemen in Paris Olympics. Veteran Kanayo says men are endangered species. I am Wendy Aguma. Thank you for watching and good evening.
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what the blood.